Welcome back, everyone. A lot of you right now are wondering what you should do about your lawns, your plants, and your gardens. And if you are worried about them and the fact that they really probably need a good drink of water if you're not going to get some of the rain today, Lynn Johansson from Johansson's Greenhouse back with us this morning to give us some advice and insight and good resources. But let's start with the fact that there are a lot of communities right now encouraging residents, if at all possible, to conserve water.
That's true, and if you are going to water, make sure you do it correctly. If you're going to sprinkle your grass, do it when it's not windy, not the heat of the day, and if you're going to water, you actually need to put a ½ an inch of water on your lawn every time you water to do any good. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time and you're wasting water.
A ½ inch?
½ an inch. So probably one of the most important things that people don't have is a rain gauge. If you don't know how your sprinklers work, get out there, set up your rain gauge, look at your clock, and see how long it takes to put a ½ an inch of rain on your lawn.
Wow.
Lawns need about an inch of rain a week to stay green.
That's a lot of water.
But with that, if you haven't started to water your grass, don't bother.
Right.
Don't do it
and
now.
I think right now we're about, is it about 3 inches?
I
A
think
little over 3
Carlos
inches
said
behind.
getting close to 4,
Yeah.
getting behind.
Okay, so these are all, though, from a company out of Manitowoc? You said?
Manitowoc, yes. They're all very well-made sprinklers. They're all metal, great sprinklers.
Dram?
Dram is the company, right? One thing you might want to focus on is your nursery stock, your trees and shrubs with the Soco hose. This hose, kind of the water kind of oozes out. Once again,
So it just kind of
sweats.
leaches out of this.
Leaches out of this. Wrap these around your trees, let it go for a couple hours.
And trees are a big investment. I was talking to somebody
Huge
today
investments,
who
yes.
said they're really worried about trees that they recently planted.
Yes.
Okay, so that might be worth the
Investing on a
investment
soaker. Another thing is if you want to just focus on your flowers and your hanging baskets, a good watering can. It's nothing more annoying than a watering can that leaks. The other thing is if your annuals and your flowers are looking a little tired, get out there and fertilize.
Doesn't take much. in
Doesn't
this
take
heat.
much, no. Every day, watering
They
for
kinda
your hanging baskets.
They kind of just shrivel up. Help me.
Help me, help me. People will say, well, is it possible to overwater? My organic chemistry teacher in college said, probable or possible, not probable.
Okay.
It's pretty hard to overwater in conditions like this.
Even if you have a container, though, that maybe doesn't have proper drainage.
It's possible, but you really
But not
would
probable.
really have to water. The main thing is just to be consistent, get out there and do it. And plants are not going to last over the weekend. People will say to us all the time, well, I'm going up north. What can I do with my plants? Put them in the shade, put them in the basement.
Have a neighbor come.
Have a neighbor come.
Best piece of advice you have for folks?
Be consistent, and if you're going to water, do it smart. ½ an
Okay.
inch on your lawn, an inch a week.
Otherwise, good news for you. You'll see them back at the greenhouse.
Maybe.
Maybe. Lynn, great to see you again. Thanks so much for coming
Thank
in.
you.
And Lynn will be in over at least the next month or
Yes.
two with some advice every other Friday. So if you have any questions for her, send them on in to me at cwild@nbc15.com. And we'll see you again in a couple of weeks. Still ahead today.